Are you looking for the best espresso makers? In this video, we will look at some of the 5 best espresso makers on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description, so make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting at number 1. Rancilio Silvia Espresso Machine. The Rancilio Silvia Espresso Machine comes enthusiastically recommended by Carrie Wong, a member of the Partners Coffee Education team, as well as Suyog Modi and James McCarthy, founder and coffee educator, respectively, at Brooklyn's Driftaway Coffee. Rancilio used to make commercial machines, Modi says. They created this one to send to their distributors and give away at trade fairs. But it ended up so popular that they decided to release it to the consumer market. Modi and McCarthy even go so far as to specifically say they prefer the Rancilio Silvia over Breville, the only other company that came up as making good at-home espresso makers at middle-of-the-road price points. Much more on Breville below. The machine is straightforward with 3 settings: for hot water, to pull shots, and to activate the steam wand. I watched an instructional video when I unpacked it and then understood how to use each one without needing to revisit any directions. While there was a bit of a learning curve for me, my first 5 or 6 tries yielded espresso that was too dark and bitter. I attribute that more to my inexperience and less to the machine itself. I finally nailed it by applying the right amount of pressure to my tamping and playing around with the angle and pressure of the steam wand to froth my oat milk. After a few days, I was able to consistently produce a smooth latte. Even for a newbie like myself, there are some immediately noticeable appealing features. It has a flat tray at the very top to store mugs and glasses, and the bottom plate is very easy to slide off and clean thoroughly. Modi also says that while all espresso makers generate noise, this one is on the quieter side. And perhaps most notable of all, it's shorter than any of the other electric machines on this list, key if you have low cabinets. Number 2. Breville Infuser Espresso Machine. Breville home machines are some of the best you can get in terms of user experience and customer service, says Ramage. Nearly every other expert I talked to seemed to agree. While truly serious coffee people, like the experts themselves, might invest in the higher-end items on this list, the average person making espresso at home isn't likely to be so hyper-aware of espresso nuances. So Breville it is, all-around well-performing espresso machines with a generally wide range of capabilities in a wide range of price points. That's why you'll see multiple Breville models on this list. The Infuser is on the lower end of the spectrum for Breville, but not the absolute lowest. Both the Bambino and the Bambino Plus come in cheaper, with the former retailing at $300 and the latter at $500. But the Infuser was named specifically by Suarez, who calls it a great entry model. As with the Rancilio Silvia, there aren't any bells and whistles here. You'll have to grind your beans separately, as well as brew your shot and froth your milk one after another. But if that doesn't bother you, you'll likely be very happy with this dependable, affordable model. Number 3. Café Affetto Automatic Espresso Machine. Strategist Associate Editor Jenna Milliner-Waddell says the Café Affetto is narrow and compact enough to sit on the small bit of counter space she has. Indeed, its width is only 7 inches across, less than any other permanent setup on this list. The portable and stovetop ones below are both smaller. It couldn't be easier to use thanks to the automatic grinder, Milliner-Waddell says. You put whole espresso beans in, fill the reservoir with water, and it grinds and brews the perfect shot. It also features a steam wand, which Milliner-Waddell says heats all brands of oat and almond milk just the same. Perhaps most impressive of all, though, is the machine's smart capabilities. It prompts you to clean and decale it, so you never forget upkeep, and it has app compatibility that allows you to pre-program your preferred settings. Number 4. Ninja Stainless Steel Specialty Coffee Maker. This machine bills itself as a coffee maker, but it has what the brand calls a specialty button to make coffee concentrate, similar to the full-bodied liquid the mocha pot creates that's especially good for lattes and cappuccinos. There's an attached milk frother for making those drinks, too. Strategist writer Ariella Vila uses the setting regularly and says it definitely tastes stronger than regular coffee and is thicker. It doesn't quite have the same creaminess as true espresso, she admits, but I still think it's a win for the price point and convenience. Number 5. Breville Barista Pro. The Breville Barista Pro is comparable to the Rancilio Silvia in price point, but it comes with a built-in grinder. For his part, Suarez says, "I don't necessarily think you need one. When you have less going on in one machine, you can kind of optimize for each thing. If the grinder breaks, you're screwed a little bit." But I think it's worth noting that a good espresso maker and a grinder for $800 is really quite affordable, as standalone grinders can also cost quite a bit.